We'll do a high speed coming this way on throttling up. That's full throttle right there with that X45. Hey pilots, Chris here, the RC Geek, and also your category manager here at Motion RC. Today we are taking a look at an exciting new model from Freewing. This is a Turbine-Ready Zeus. 45 Newton turbine is what it is designed for. So talking about the Zycor X45, King Tech K45. Man, really amazing offering that Freewing has put together. I know there's been a lot of guys doing turbine conversions of some of the Freewing jets and stuff. Well, now you can get one out of the box, turbine ready, and no modifications needed. All you do, put your turbine in, put all of the equipment in, and you're good to go. And so let's take this out to the runway. We'll give you guys a quick flight. We've got a Zycor X45 in here, flies amazing, and then we'll come back and we'll give you guys a few more details about the airplane, what comes with it, and so yeah, let's get to it. Let's head out to the runway. All right, taking off the Turbine Zeus. Here we go, pilots. Let's do this. Powering up. And let's just pull straight up into the vertical. And it'll just go. All right, we'll do a high speed coming this way on throttling up. That's full throttle right there with that X45. It gets up and moves. What you'll find is that with the slow speed at idle, that residual thrust just kind of carries the airplane all the way to landing. So you're really low on the throttle on the landings, but it seems to just carry it all the way down. But anyways, let's come around, let's do a roll here. Now the model does come with a gyro also. So we're gonna pitch up, roll 360 degrees. There we go. Coming low over the runway. I'm only at about 50% throttle. Doesn't take much to carry this airplane around. It's on rails. Let's do an inverted pass here. CG feels pretty good. It's all per the manual. Let me set my heading here. All right, pitch up. You see it just accelerate in the vertical. Kind of just disappears up there. All right, let's come around. We'll do reverse Cuban. We'll start low. All right, pull into the vertical. Roll over. Come over the top. Such a nice flying airplane, guys. Like, it's really quite something. And with the turbine in here, it's just a completely different experience. You got the noise, you got, you know, the gas. It's just like, yeah, totally different than electric. And you get extra run time too. Let's come around, we'll do a 4-point. 1, 2, 3, 4. If we didn't have these trees around, we would do some of these maneuvers lower. But I have to be wary of the trees on both ends. Do a loop. Try to avoid the sun here. All right, power back. Making my cameraman work hard, he just lost his hat. All right, let me drop the flaps and we'll do a slow speed, and then we'll come around and set it up for landing. It is, even with the flaps down, still pretty slippery. Finally got it slowed down, so let me turn it. Yeah, it kind of takes about half a lap to slow it down. All right, let's drop the gear and keep the flaps down, and we will land this bird. All right, we got 3. Now the brakes are kind of come in pretty handy. All right, I'm at idle at this point, and that residual thrust is pretty much going to carry us. Brakes. There we go. Let's taxi it back and talk about this awesome bird, the Zeus turbine. Pretty darn cool. I'm not gonna lie, it is super cool. It's been a long time since I've flown a turbine, and I've forgotten what that experience is like. It's been quite a long time. And these small micro turbines nowadays are absolutely incredible. So the Zeus is an amazing piece of engineering. It's one of the smallest engines I've ever seen. And especially for the thrust class that it produces. Like, you know, back in the day where there was a JetCat P20, which was kind of a similar size, but it was about half the thrust as this. You know, this is 45 newtons, about 10 or so pounds of thrust, and pretty cool. All right, guys, so that is the Freewing Zeus turbine, guys. Now let's talk about what comes with this model. It is truly turbine ready. It comes with a pipe in the back. All you have to do is install the pipe. It comes with brakes pre-installed. There's a preset controller in the blue box in the airplane pre-installed. So literally you drop your receiver in, you mount the pipe, you mount the turbine, install the pump and everything else, all the associated equipment for that, and that is it. It is ready to go. And so, you know, if you've flown the Zeus EDF, it is an incredible flying airplane. It's just super true, locks in perfectly. Like it's a really fantastic sport jet. And I personally really love the red colors on this. It really makes it pop. And so otherwise, let's take a look inside the canopy here. And so the tank comes pre-installed, the air trap comes pre-installed, and so that saves you all that hassle. All you got to do is connect all the fuel line to the pump and then to the engine. And so otherwise, this plate that's in this in the cockpit area is removable. So that's where all of the turbine equipment goes, and then the plate drops in here for your batteries and all that, your receiver. I've got an 8-channel receiver in here. I'm using 7 of the 8 channels. And so plan accordingly. You'll need a 7-channel or more. The model also comes with a gyro pre-installed, and so this is the EG01 gyro, and as a part of that you've got a heading hold on the steering, so that's going to help you on the takeoffs kind of keep that going straight. So so you're not fighting it as much. The gyro feels really good. It's not like super active on the controls. It's about right. It gives you just enough of that damping to really smooth it out and make it fly nice. So the other thing I will say, since this is not an EDF, you're not putting a big jumbo battery in here, so you may have to, and so you don't have as much room to play with in terms of moving batteries around to get CG, etc. So I did actually, based on this installation, have to add a little bit of ballast to the model. It's about 1.5 ounces or so, just to get the CG forward. And I did CG the airplane at the recommended mark. It's just slightly after that, with the air trap full, the tank empty. That's gonna be your kind of worst case scenario. You don't ever want to be running this air trap tank empty, or the header tank. That should always be full when you're flying this, and then you're only draining from the main tank. And so otherwise, regarding the controls, now I ended up settling on mid rates all around for the aileron and the elevator, and that feels really good to me, nice and smooth. And so that equates to, on the ailerons, that's 60% with about 6% expo. You guys can adjust that as you would like. And then for the elevator, I'm at 80% with 6% expo as well. That feels really good. And then for the rudder, I'm at full rudder travel 100%, and I've got 25% expo on that. And then for the flaps, that's just all per the manual. Now, there is room to go further to help drag it up a bit more. And so just, you know, if you do that, just be aware you may have to carry additional speed or throttle. Right now, you know, with the manual settings, you're at idle, you can carry that. It'll carry you all the way down to the landing. So otherwise, guys, this has been the Turbine Zeus. So excited for this model. It is in stock right now at motionrc.com. We've got a link down in the description. And so if there is another turbine model that you would like to see from Freewing, let us know and we'll see what we can do to make that happen. But this is the first introduction into this, and depending on how this goes, there could be quite a bit more. And so it's a really fun aspect of this hobby if you've never done it. And I do want to say, if you are looking to get into turbines, go through the AMA turbine waiver process. That's really important. That's going to cover you when you're operating at AMA sanctioned fields, all that stuff. And so be sure to look into that and, you know, get your turbine waiver for turbine operations, and you'll have a lot of fun. It's gonna help set you up for success when flying a turbine model. And so as always, if it's air, land, or sea, you can get it right here at Motion RC. We'll see you guys in the next one.